That was close. BC schools have narrowly avoided a strike after a late-night deal was reached on a new contract for the province's school support staff. Greg Harper is live in Burnaby with the latest. Greg?
Jody, I'm just outside Gilpin Elementary in Burnaby this morning. There will be school here today, tomorrow, next week. Hopefully for the remainder of the school year, CUPE and the BC Public Schools Employers Association reached a tentative agreement. This happened late last night. According to CUPE, the union that represents over 27,000 school support workers across the province, the proposed deal is a 3.5% wage increase over the next 2 years with no concessions. And this raise will come out of existing budgets within the school districts. The union had been asking for a 4% wage increase over the next 2 years. This was the big issue. This still has to be ratified by union members, but it looks as though this is going to be a done deal. Of course, our teachers, our public school teachers, are still without a contract. The BCTF and the provincial government aren't scheduled to talk again until next month. Jody?
All right, good news for parents thus far. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning. The search is on for a new face to lead the NDP in this province. 4 months after his party's defeat, Adrian Dix has decided to step aside.
That we fell short on Election Day is my responsibility as leader. It's become clear that the best interests of our party mean that I need to step aside for a new leader who will win the next election in 2017.
Dix's decision follows complaints within the party after the NDP's upset loss in the provincial election. The Liberals defied most opinion polls, claiming a fourth consecutive government. Dix has been criticized for running too positive a campaign and failing to highlight the Liberals' track record. After announcing his decision, Dix got a warm welcome from party members in his riding last night. He will remain MLA for Vancouver Kingsway and stay on as leader until the party chooses a new one. John Horgan, MLA for Wanda Fuca, responded to the announcement.
I respect that decision. My admiration for him continues to grow. He's among the hardest working people I've ever met in my life, and I know he will continue to work here in Vancouver Kingsway and across BC to make this a better place, a more hopeful place, and I'm very proud of him today.
Dix hopes a new leader can be chosen before the middle of next year. It could take months for a clear report on what caused yesterday's deadly crash between a Via Rail train and a city bus in Ottawa, leaving 6 people dead. Shauna Hunt has more from Ottawa.
This morning, candles still flicker along the train tracks. This is the makeshift memorial that's been created just a few hundred meters away from where the bus slammed into the Via Rail train. Last night, about 100 people from this community gathered here to say a prayer, lay flowers, and light a candle in honor of the victims. Of the 6 people who have been killed, the bus driver has been positively identified as 45-year-old Dave Woodard, a husband and father of 2. We're being told by friends and colleagues that he's been a driver with the City of Ottawa for about 10 years now, and he's always had a clean record. And you know what? For those who witnessed this horrific crash, they even felt compelled to come down here and light a candle.
I couldn't even myself imagine how I was working in between them, but what was in my mind was if we can save somebody who is still alive, that would be a good thing to do.
At the railway crossing, the warning signals were flashing and the barriers were down, but the bus just kept on going, and many are wondering if there may have been a mechanical error. The brakes weren't working, or perhaps the driver may have suffered a medical episode. And of course, all of these possibilities will be investigated. In Ottawa, Shauna Hunt, City News.
Shauna, thank you for that. The city of Surrey is facing tough questions this morning while students at one high school deal with devastating loss. 3 teenage girls from Princess Margaret Secondary were hit by a motorcycle while crossing 128th Street at 11:30 yesterday morning. 1 girl was killed. The other 2 are in critical condition. The motorcyclist was also seriously injured. There's no crosswalk or traffic light on 128th between 68th and 72nd Avenues. The school and residents have asked for one in the past, but City Hall didn't think it was needed. Local residents spoke of the dangers in the area.
The high school kids, they have like 45 minutes to go to lunch, and no one's gonna, it's not even like the time difference. It's just human nature to take a shortcut rather than walking the long way.
Police investigators were on scene for the rest of the day before removing the motorcycle last night. They dragged it along 128th to reenact the aftermath of the accident. The girls who were hit are reportedly grade 12 students. Grief counselors will be at Princess Margaret today. Much lighter fare now as we talk what lightens our lives. Usually, if there's a victory, we're talking sports. 6:36, James Sobolski tells us about, among other things, Roberto Luongo's first start of the preseason for the Vancouver Canucks. Over to the Connected Studios we go.